Morning, guys. What's the temperature in this cab? 70 degrees. Oh, it's going to be a little cool today. I think it's going to be a maximum, well, 74 degrees. So anyway, I threw that together last night real quickly because I knew my temperature was going to be cool. It was raining off and on all night. So anyway, this is going to sit here on this. So I'm going to have these copper wires. All those are grounding wires. I had a roll of it, and they slip up under here and attach to my steering wheel. They'll go up under here like so, there like that, and then this will hang here at a nice height. I'll just bend the wires over, and then my frame will sit here, my grafting frame, and my bar will sit here. It may sit in my lap yet, I don't know. I built one of these before, and what I did is change the angle here. I gave it away. I gave it to Matthew. He's up the road because I didn't think I was going to do grafting. So anyway, yeah, I didn't on this one. I left it at this angle here, angle dangle. But to change that, all you got to do is put it in a vise, this rail, before you screw it down. And you just run cut it on an angle to lean this back, till it's level. So this is kind of like, you know, the same angle as my steering wheel, which is great for looking down in your cells. And so anyway, that's what we'll do with this little contraption here. Get on my hike here. Let's go out back and open up. This is Wednesday morning, so let's release the queens and I'll let them fly. Okay, guys, I got my green beans yesterday planted in over there. The weeds are just going crazy. This is that biochar stuff in my garden area here, and last one I pulled the chickens through that one, but now I got to come back and pull them through here. I mean, these weeds are way up. So I hand pulled them, and I'll be able to plant in here. My katuk, it looks like the deer are starting to leave my katuk alone, and they're coming out. The deer they just nibble them right down to just twigs. But now I see they're coming back. That's good. So yeah, I'm going to pull the chickens down through there on that lane and let them just grub it right to dirt. And then I'll plant in behind. But I did plant that whole bed in green beans. I've got a little dental pick here. And that would be a nice little tool for opening up these screens. So you can hook it in here. You could hook it in like this and get it started. And pull it up. There they go. Hello, guys. Let's take a peek down in here and see how they're doing. They're moving around in there. This is the only one I had over on this stand. This hive, or this nuke here, we got to check on 322. Got quite a few bees in that one. There's nothing in this one. Good morning, Ducky. How are you? She says she's just Ducky. We got all these little puppies over here. Oh yeah. They said, let me out, Steve-O. Let me out. I gotta go to work. You chilling in there, girls? You're chilling. I hope you're chilling with my new queen in there. They say, oh yeah, we're free. Free Willy. Whoops, here's one I forgot to put a feeder on. Dummy. Let's stand that brick up so we can identify it. I gotta come back today and get a feeder on that one. Good morning, girls. Go to work. Big old drone right there first thing. Drone says, come on, let me out. I gotta go to work. Gotta feed these two guys also. I made a batch of syrup last night, so let's see, I think we got two more to open up here. Yeah, they're all doing well. They're all doing well. I'm going to leave that open like that, so I'm going to go around and fill these feeders up, get these guys going, jump start them. Here's our last one here. I had a feeder on this one. Lots of bees. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, guys. I'll get in my morning hike here and come back and see if we can't get this graft knocked out. A little cool, like I said, but we're going to keep the cab temperature. I can regulate the cab temperature. I'll pull right up here with my truck. That way I'm right here. I'm probably going to go into that colony there to rob my egg resources out of. We'll go right in the cab of the truck and start our graft. Fat little nook here. It's a walk away. It's a walk away. 325. We'll check for a queen in that thing. See you in a bit. Alrighty, guys. Got all the baby girls here fed. And they're going to be on autopilot for a couple weeks. We won't look in them for 2 weeks. Leave these virgins alone. Don't be rummaging around in here. They're nervous. and they can just get goofy and fly off the frame. Leave them alone a couple weeks, even 3 weeks. You even go 3 weeks, but I'll tell you what, they come back and start laying in here, because these are 2 full frames. You know, there's emerging brood in here, so she will have a place to lay, but you don't want to mess around here long with these 2 framers. Get them jumped over into 5 framers ASAP as soon as they're laying. Martin sent me a pretty cool article yesterday. We've been communicating back and forth, helping each other out with bee projects. Anyway, he sent me something he found on Bee Forum that introducing virgins. So really cool article, and this was done, I guess, in 17. Why I haven't heard more about this, I don't know. It's kind of strange, but anyway, the trick is, when this lady found she was experimenting with introducing virgins, she had extra virgins, and she'd go to a hive, pull it out, and just set a virgin down, let a virgin out on top of the frame, and the bees immediately attacked and tried to ball the queen. So she picked it up and put it back in a cage. She said this works better when the colony is hopelessly queenless for, say, 24 hours or so. You go any longer than 24 hours setting these nooks up before you introduce you know, a virgin or a cell, you stand a chance of having a laying worker in there. And once you get a laying worker going on in there, the colony is going to start sliding downhill fast, and they probably won't accept a virgin or a cell after that point. So what she did, she experimented. She found, it makes sense though, you think about it, guys. She took the cell after she harvested the queens hatched. She kept them in an incubator till she was ready to use them, and she said you can go up to 6 days in there. I find that a little bit too long. She took and went to the hive, made it queenless, and before she put the virgin in, she took the cell cup that the queen hatched out of, right? She saved those. There was residual royal jelly in them cups. And what she did was clever. She took that cell, and she said you can do it 30 seconds before you insert the queen. She takes that cell and sticks it right there. The bees come up and look at cell all over. Now they're in their little pea brains, things start clicking. Oh, here is a cell, queen cell. Here's royal jelly. A queen must have emerged. And then she sets the queen cage right there next to that cell and lets that virgin walk out. The bees, guys, accepted the queen. That was the trick. That cell. They realized that made sense to them. There's a cell. We had a queen just emerge. Where is she? Oh, here she is here. I'm going to try this, guys. I think that idea is so cool. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how all these little 2 framers I did up, we got a dozen of them. We'll see how they go. But I'm going to try that soon. We'll see how it goes. See if these virgin, because you can go around, that would be such a big time saver. You could pull the frame out. She was doing it on the top bars, opening the top up, set the cell in, cross right there in the crack by the, you know, between the frames. Let the bees crawl up all over that, check it out. And then she stick a cage up there and let that queen crawl out right next to that cup. That's the trick, right next to that cup. You could pull a frame and lay it down and probably accomplish the same thing. Just stick that cell cup right in the side, just press it into the wax. Let the bees crawl around on that thing, look that cell over. Then you pull your plug on your virgin and let her just walk right out there next to that cell. Have the entry of that cage right there next to that cell and let her crawl right out there next to it. I think that is going to be so cool if that works. We can introduce virgins. What will be cool about this, we can let all of our virgins hatch out in the incubator. We can look them over, see if they're, you know, not damaged. They got good wings on them. They look good. With you grabbing a cell, you know, we had, I had 18 cells, as you recall, total. And 4 of those cells did not hatch. So those would have been nukes. When you stick in a cell in, they would have been dead from get-go. And I opened up every one of those, and there was a dead queen in there. And she was almost fully developed, and she died for whatever reason. That happens. So this, by doing this system, this could save you. That would have saved me 4 nukes right there. We know wouldn't have made it. All right. We've got maybe 60–80% chance of these guys coming back from a mating flight if they didn't ball them queens with our sugar water system. I've opened these up. These bees are looking very laid back and chilled. That tells me there's a queen in there. Okay? There's a viable queen in there. Bees are very jumpy and nervous, and they're usually pissed off if they don't have a viable queen in that box. Something to ponder. All right, I'll see you in a bit. I got to go on my hike in the woods. Oh, went around the corner the other day in the woods. Big old, she looked about probably 70–80 pound sow, coal black. I mean, this thing was a nasty looking razorback. She came out and she had little piglets. They couldn't have been more than, whole pack of little piglets. They couldn't have been more than, I couldn't count them all. But look, she had at least 5 that I saw scurrying around underneath her. And she just walked, she went by, she was over in the oak woods, came out of there, and she was heading into the pine forest with all them little babies in tow. They couldn't have been 8 inches tall. Little, coal black little piglets. So, see you in a bit. Let's try to get this grafting thing done. It's kind of cool. It's overcast, and let's try to let the sun come out before I attempt this grafting operation. Okay guys, we're in the old shack here. It's only about 70 degrees outside here. So what we've got, it's a little cool I think for grafting. I shut the AC unit off. I really don't need it to run. Well, I do too. I'll probably turn it on anyway to maintain a consistent cabin pressure and, you know, temperature in here. That way our incubator can cycle nice. So what we'll do is we've got a 99 Ford Ranger grafting shack right here. Okay, there you go. All right, 99 Ford Ranger grafting shack. I've got a variety of instruments here. I've got a German needle. I use this little tool here. Actually, that's a piece of an antenna I put a little point on. I can break down the sidewalls of that of the cell and get in there. I marked some of these in here. I don't know which ones. I think it's that one. I'll tell in a minute which one I want to use. I got to get some royal jelly out of the oven here. I got to get this nice warm towel here. We'll put it in the cabin here. Temperature in my grafting shack is 84 degrees, about perfect. I don't need the engine running for this operation. It'll be jiggling everything. We don't want that, none of that. Let's get our royal jelly here. Prep that. This is that tad of royal jelly I took out of them swarm cells. All you do is you pull out your larva. I got just a little bit there, so you want to cut it about 50-50 with distilled water. Just guesstimate it. Guesstimate it. Take you a little matchstick, mix her up. That's all there is to it. We're gonna wet graft. This is called wet grafting. So you'll put 1 drop. I got here enough here, I think, for 15 cups. You can dry graft too. Matthew, he's a queen breeder. He dry grafts. "15 beekeepers, 15 different ideas, you know." Okay, we got our royal jelly there. I got my tools here, grafting tools. The board set in. You can see I just bent them around a little bit here. Nothing special. It holds it nice. Don't do this with the engine running. You're sitting there shaking. The wheel is shaking. We don't want that. As we graft, we cover them up, the grafts up with a warm towel. I have my binos there lit binos. They're 2 power. So let's fire up the smoker and we'll go to the builder colony first and pull out that bar that they're spit shining and polishing. We'll bring it in here first, and then we'll go into the colony and select our eggs, because that takes a little more time to select that. Okay guys, we're at the old cell builder here. Let's see if these girls are in order and cooperating. So we got to get downstairs. So we'll just pop this whole top off of here and move these guys over here. I'm going to reassemble this just as quick as I can. Look at them, guys. Look at them. They're wanting queens. They're wanting queens. So here we can just shake these off, and I have a brush. See, they're eagerly waiting for a queen, guys. As you can see here. So you're brushing them off. They have spit shine and polish, and actually they've started just a little lip of wax around those. So they know what they want to do. So we're going to reassemble this real quick. Keep them warm. There should be plenty of bees in here, guys, to make 15 cells for us. The commercial guys do a lot more than this. Alright, we're going to need this brush here to sweep off our bees off our larvae over here when we rob our eggs. I'm just going to set that bottle right there. I don't need to turn the syrup up till I get back. And because you got to feed them. Once you put these larvae in here, you got to feed these bees. Okay, so that's on autopilot. We got our brush. We got our nice clean bar here. Let's go put this in our 99 Ford Ranger grafting shack and then go hunt for eggs. Okay guys, we're at our breeding colony here. I've selected this one for gentleness, and productivity. She's been excellent. Happened to get her out of a package bees. I bought 4 packages last summer, and this happened to be a very nice queen. Anyway, I had a swarm the other day, and it went right up in this tree over here. Shortly after, I made up all of these 2 framers. I don't know. This was a possibility swarmer here, and that was too. So I don't know. It's cloudy, it's cool today, so this disposition here may not be all that wonderful. But look at this, guys. I mean, production. Solid frame of honey. When you open your colony up and they're starting to bounce off your body, chances are they're not happy campers. So, you know, dust them with smoke as needed. Otherwise, they will give you what is known as an attitude adjustment. Alright, this is all nectar. And they're drawing some wild and crazy wicked comb over here, which I don't like, as you can see. I just do not like this plastic stuff at all, guys. I really don't. See what I'm talking about, guys? You see that frame of eggs and larvae sealed? I'm looking for one that's just fairly, you know, fresh here. There's some up in here that's graftable. You want the smallest little seed you can find. The smallest little seed you can find. And this one has a lot of little seeds on it. I think this one will work for me. I think this frame will work for me. Let me peek around for another one here. Just for giggles. Look at that brood, guys. She's laying back everything. She's laying back everything. Let me check one more here. I like this one over here, guys. Let me check another one just for giggles. Yeah, that one's all honey. Yeah, they've got a little attitude today, and that's, you know, you can take the calmest colony in the world, but when the weather sucks, I mean, I understand, I get it, you know. Yeah, this is one we're going to go with, guys, right here. So what you want to do is make sure your queen's not on here. We don't need to be hitting her with this brush and beating her up. She's too valuable of a queen. We do not want to damage this queen, hurt her, or anything else. Okay. You do not want to shake these frames, guys. These young larvae are floating in a little royal jelly, and you're just going to flip them. And when you flip them, they drowned. They drowned in their own royal jelly because they've got a breathing hole on the top side of them. And if you flip them, that breathing hole go to the bottom, and then they drowned, making them virtually worthless. So you just brush down gently. Do not drop this frame. That's it right there, guys. Now let's put this in the grafting shack. See what side I want to graft from here. Yeah, it's this side right here. So we're going to set that right in our nice warm grafting shack, just like that. Let me reassemble this hive over here. Okay guys, I'm in my grafting shack here. I hear bees buzzing around my head. Must have carried a few in with me. She's 85 in this cab. Nice. I got my bino here. I got a low side and a high side. These things are beautiful, guys. You need a pair of these. You can adjust these things up. And what I got to do now here is prime my cell cups. Prime my cell cups so I can set them up here and take my royal jelly here with my little wooden matchstick, and I can just put one little drop down in each one. Drop a royal jelly in each one here. If you run out, you run out. You just dry graft the rest, you know. But it's nice to have this in here. It kind of helps float that larva off your grafting tool. So there's what I got right there. See, there's one that doesn't have it yet, and there's one primed. So you just go through the whole bunch here. And a little wooden matchstick works great for this. No rocket science here, guys. It takes a little practice. I'm always rusty as heck at it when I first start this process every spring, so hey, if you screw up around, no biggie, you do it again, you know. It's a learning curve, guys. She's a learning curve. But trust me, if I can do this, anybody on planet Earth can do this. Well, I take that. I don't know if Joe can do this or not, but you know, I think he's got the same problem Jim's got. I think he's in diapers too. At least, you know, he walks funny, you know. I've got a hunch he's in diapers. But I got to stop talking about that, guys, because my blood pressure is probably going to shoot up. And, you know, that's not good for anybody. All right, let me get to grafting here. I'm going to graft a few, and then I'll turn this thing on so you guys can see what I'm doing. See if I can't graft a few successfully, and then I'll turn the camera back on. Okay guys, here's one right on. Here's the larva on the end of my blade here. Chinese grafting tool. And I always got to get my eyeballs adjusted with these binos. I've got bifocals on, and with these binos it's tricky. I've got to keep it adjusted. But here it is. She's up on the edge there. And you've got this plunger here. See this plunger moving? I'm going to push it down in the cell. And here I've already screwed up. I went and hit the edge, and I've rolled her. So I'm going to put this thing back in my mouth, wet it, and go in for another one. Okay guys, I've got my third one here, and you're going to lower it on down in your cell, and you push that flat blade against the bottom, and then just slowly take that plunger and push it off on your royal jelly, and it kind of floats off on that royal jelly. And then your damp warm towel, just move it up over that, and you just keep going just like that. I'm way out of practice because it's been a whole year since I've done this. And it does take practice. And you know, guys, who's the best at doing this? Girls. Believe it or not, girls. They are the best at this. You want the smallest ones you can find. It's not easy, but it's all doable, okay? There, I rolled one. I rolled one over, no good. Just put it in your mouth and lick it off. They taste fine. Let's go to the next one. I like to use this tool. You can see I'm making a damaged mess here. A good grafter can go right through here and just dip and go, dip and go, dip and go. If you go out there and watch, you'll see it. I'm not that good. I got to cave in the sidewalls in order to get at it, and I do it with this little antenna tool here. Just for fun, guys, I'm going to take my Chinese grafting tool here. Or my German tool. I'm going to try my German tool here a minute and see if I can't make this happen. Okay, guys, it is tricky. I've got the German tool, and you lower it down in that royal jelly, and you try to get it to float off. And I just rolled it, so that's no good. Okay, guys, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there, I tried using this wider end on the German grafting, and that's the size larva. I don't know if you can see it down in there, that little larva right there at the end of my tool. It's floating on that little bed of royal jelly. These are all looking good here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far. And this is working pretty good right off my lap here. But I can see the advantages of dry or wet grafting over dry. For the simple fact, I got this smaller tool on the edge. So you've got on a German tool, you've got the wide, and then this one. I find that's easier, but you got to lift it up. Be very careful as you're coming up. You don't hit the sidewalls. That thing will fall off. So yeah, and I'm slow as molasses at this, but that's okay. It's just the object is to get the job done without rolling these things over. So if it takes more time, it takes more time. Pick that one up, as you can see right there, if you can see it, without rolling it over, and it's kind of cantilevering a little bit. So I'm going to lower it in here and kind of dip it into the royal jelly, and then bring my tool off to the side. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but that little puppy is sitting there floating exactly on top of that royal jelly. That's exactly what you want. It takes practice. What I've been doing here, I've been getting one good, and then I've been rolling one over. But there's a good one. So if you get a rollover, don't just put it in the cup. It's not going to make it. Make sure it stays whatever position you've scooped it out in. Come up with it carefully. Lower it in your cup. Hit the royal jelly and work your tool off. And that larva is right there floating in royal jelly. Move your towel down. I've only got 4 more of these to do, guys. Okay, guys, got her done. Looked like a bomb went off over here. I set my finger down and stuff. they'll straighten all this mess out. But we got our 15, and I basically did it all with the German grafting tool. Get extra tools, get extra Chinese tools, and play with it and see what works for you. Okay, I've got my rag over this thing right here. I'm going to get this in a cell builder. That's the most important thing. I'll come back and get this, and then we'll reinstall it over here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this colony, get it ready, come back over here, grab this, and get it in the hive. Yes sir, guys, these guys are eager to make some queens. Now we got to carefully put this in, and you want to carefully rotate it. Just rotate it over. Don't jar it. There it is. There it is. Go to work, baby girls, and make me thumbs up queens, okay? Let's put this hive back together. I'll bring you guys along. Let's come back. Let's come back in 4 days. Let's get food on them. Get food on these bees while they're making them queens. They got plenty of pollen in here too. You want some pollen right close by them crap. That grafting tool, put it in your mouth, get saliva on it. It helps slide underneath. Doesn't affect the larva whatsoever, your saliva. So that's kind of a little trick on it. Now, grafters out there watching me graft are probably laughing their heinies off, but I don't do this. I don't do this much. As you get doing this, you get better. It's like anything, like riding a bicycle, you know. So every spring I'm a little rusty on it, but as it goes, I did, I think, last season 4 grafts is off, 4 15 bar jobbies. Now what'll happen here with my resource, if I get a good percentage on that 15, there's no need cranking out a bunch of queens that you don't have resources for. It's ridiculous. I mean, unless you're just going to pinch them queens and throw them in a jar of alcohol and use them as a with a tad of lemongrass and use it as a swarm lure, you can do that if you got extra queens, or you can give them away to your friends. So what I'll do here is come back and rob another frame of eggs out of that good hive at the end of 4 days. Handle, when you pull these cells at 4 days, come out of there, I mean, super careful. And I use a feather, you'll see it, I use a feather to tickle them bees off of that. And then that's going in the incubator. And on the little gadget wheel, when it says in nuke, that's when you put a cell in the nuke. Well, at that day, that is going in, that cell is going to be pulled off of here, off of this bar, carefully put in a holder going into that special frame I made with those cages. We'll let them hatch within the cages, see? That's my plan. We'll hatch these virgins off in the incubator. Otherwise, you can just make up a 2-3 frame nook, take a cell on that in the nuke day, and put it in your nuke. 24 hours, establish your nuke 24 hours before that. Then insert. These bees coming in with pollen, that's a very good sign. So what we'll do is just shove that whole frame of eggs in there and go bye-bye. I'll put a date here. They'll come back in 30 days. And we'll see. They can make umpteen more queen cells if they want to. I don't care. We'll come back and the best girl wins, you know. If they have 10 cells in there, Let them girls fight it out. The best one will win. And she's usually the strongest survivor. So that's my little deal on grafting for my small operation, because we can crank out about 15 queens at a time here. We're not going to get all 15, but even if we got 8, 6 or 8, I'll be fine with that. We can set up some more nukes, 2 frame nukes out of the existing hives over here. I got 2 hives at another location. I've got hives over here, over there. We can rob out resources. I got a 5 frame. I just put another box on top right over here, last year's queen, and she is cranking. Another one right over here, same thing, doing real well. So we'll come back 4 days, and you might not see me for 4 days because I might go fishing. How's that? See you later, guys. Be happy. Bye-bye.